Hi, I'm Catherine from Catherine Learns Stuff. Today I'm going to walk you through how to make these cute paper calla lilies. So let's jump in. I want to quickly go over the supplies that we'll need to make our calla lilies. So for this, I'm going to be using 8.5 by 11 cardstock. I'm going to be making the lilies in this light pink color, and they're going to have green stems. And then the inside of the flower is going to have a yellow center. So this is the papers I'm going to use, and then I'm going to need some flower stems as well as some glue to put this together. So let's jump over to Cricut Design Space quickly, and I'll walk you through how to use the file that I've created for this. I want to quickly walk you through how to use the SVG that I've created for the calla lily. Now you can do this by hand if you'd prefer, but I've made an SVG file because I prefer to use my Cricut to cut things out than to use scissors. So what we're going to do is I've left a link for you below where you can access the file at my shop if you'd like to get a copy of it. And once you have that on your computer, you can simply select the upload button. We're going to upload the image and we're going to copy and drag the image onto our Cricut Design Space. And I'm going to select continue, and I'm going to leave all the information here the way that it is, but I can change that if you want. And then we're going to have this imported into Cricut Design Space. Now, as I've done with most of my videos, the first thing that we need to do is we need to check these dimensions. So I designed this to be 4.5 inches wide. So we're just gonna make this 4.5. It's not a huge difference, but we're just gonna make it a little bit smaller. And we just made sure that you need to make sure that this lock is locked so that the sizes are all changed proportionately. And now this is ready. This is one flower. So if you want to make one flower, you only need one. If you want to make 10 flowers, you can just duplicate this 10 times. I'm going to duplicate this a few times so that I can have a bouquet of these flowers. And then I'm going to send this off to cut out my Cricut. So now that I've got several flowers ready to go, I'm going to quickly send this to my machine, and I'm going to cut this out, and I will meet you at our workstations where we can put this together. I want to quickly review the pieces that we should have now that we've cut this out on our machines. We should have 2 leaves, we should have 1 petal and 1 flower center. The first thing that we're going to do is we're going to work with the flower petal, and all you want to do is curl it into sort of thirds so that you've got a small hole at the bottom, and we're going to glue this shut so that it holds the petals in a nice shape. Now I'm just going to hold this while my glue dries, and remember, we want to make sure this hole is small here so that our stem fits through it. Now my glue dries quickly, so I don't need to hold this for too long, and the outer shape of my flower is now done. Next thing that we're going to do is we're going to grab onto our yellow rectangle, which is going to be used for this inner portion of the flower. Now I'm going to roll this onto my stem. There's a few ways that you can roll this on, but you want it to be rolled on tightly so that it stays on the stem nicely. Now the stems that I have don't always like to cooperate the most with gluing things onto them, so I need to make sure that I do a very tight roll. And then at the end I'm just going to add some more glue here and put this into place. And again, I'm going to hold this while it's drying. Once this is dry, I'm going to simply push this through the hole of my flower and pull this all the way down. Now if you want to, what I like to do sometimes is I'll add some glue to the back of this stem so that it stays inside the lily and it doesn't sort of flop all over the place when we start to move things around later. Once our flower petals are done, we're going to work on the leaves of the flower. So what I quickly do is I cut a slit through the bottom of the leaf so that I can attach it onto my lilies. We are going to quickly just apply glue to one side here, and we're going to roll this around on the stem very tightly. Once we get to the end of the slit, we're going to bend our leaf so that it can be rolled back the other way, and apply more glue, and then we're going to roll the leaf the other way. We're going to hold on to that just for a few moments to let it dry, and then we're going to do the second leaf the same way. Now you can leave it with 1 leaf, or you can have 2. The second leaf, whenever I do it, it likes to get stuck onto the first leaf and be in the exact same spot where it's not supposed to be every time, just like this. So I'm going to just roll it a little bit around so that it gets to where it's supposed to be across from this leaf here. And then I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to put glue on this side, bend the leaf and roll it the other way. And now I'm just going to let this dry. I'm going to repeat this for all the leaves on the flower stems, and then we'll have our Calla lilies finished. And there you have it. We've successfully made a bouquet of paper Calla lilies. I hope you've enjoyed this project as much as I have. If you want to get a copy of the file that I created to make these flowers, I've left a link for it below in the description of this video, so be sure to check that out. Also, if you've made this project, let me know how it turned out, and let me know if you've got any suggestions on how to make this better or more fun. Thanks so much for watching, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Happy crafting!